So initially I was going to put this up yesterday, but I didn't plan accordingly. So this is my 1 week and 1 day impression of the Nintendo Switch 2. So it has been over a week now since the Nintendo Switch 2 came out. And honestly, after playing with this for a week, I'm kind of amazed at how much I'm liking this. I knew I would like it. I didn't expect to like it this much. I like it to the point where I'm honestly thinking that games look at worst as good as a PS4 version, or as it's on PS4, and runs playable. I'm going to get the Switch 2 version just for that concept. I just love being able and having the ability to just seamlessly dock this, play it on TV, then undock it just like that. And just being able to start my games just like that in a very simple and fast manner. I've been finding myself gaming more ever since I got the Switch 2. And that is what makes this concept so great for me. So I kind of want to go into what I like and what I don't like, because even though as much as I love it, it isn't perfect. And if you look at this, you could probably see one of those things, what I don't like about it. But I'm going to get into what I like about it first. It's a more powerful Switch, and that's pretty much all I wanted. Back in 2020, there were rumors that there was going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro, and that ended up not happening. Instead, the OLED came out, and I was really disappointed. The OLED screen was really nice, but I wanted a Nintendo Switch Pro. I just wanted a more powerful Switch. And then, of course, rumors of the Nintendo Switch 2 was coming out, and I was thinking, finally, I get a more powerful Switch. And that is exactly what this is. It's almost like a PS4 on the go, and that's exactly what I was hoping this would be. The eShop is great. One of the biggest disappointments and one of the biggest frustrations was how bad the eShop was. It just was not a pleasant experience. I did not buy things on the eShop just because how bad the experience was, but I did not want to search up and all that other stuff. And one thing that I find that I really love about the eShop is that in the wish list, you can filter by sale. You can just see just the sales, and that's huge. It's frustrating me that in the original Switch eShop and the PS5 store, the PlayStation Store, you can't search by sale on the wish list. You can on Steam, but not on PlayStation and not on the original Switch's eShop. But on the Switch 2 eShop, you can, and that's some may not care, but for me, that's a really, really big deal. It's also sleek and easy to carry around. Like, this is just very easy to hold. This is just very easy to travel with whenever I get my travel kit. I also have a Steam Deck, and my biggest problem with this is it's not that easy to carry around. I remember when I first got this, I really could not wait, because I was like, okay, if I can't get a Switch Pro, I'm going to get a portable handheld PC. And then I got this, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do travel with this. Kind of defeats the purpose of it. It's big and bulky, while this is very sleek like the original Switch. I love the original Switch's design. I love that this is just very easy for me to travel around. Now, it's not necessarily like a 3DS or a Vita where you could put in your pocket, because obviously you can't put this in your pocket. But in terms of travel, in terms of going to other places, going on a plane, taking this on a plane, and taking this in my carry-on, it is much, much easier to take this than it is to take my Steam Deck, just because of how much. I mean, kind of in length, they're very similar. I'm sorry, in length they're kind of very similar, but in bulkiness, this is like 2 times, maybe even 3 times bulkier than the Switch 2 or the original Switch. Another thing that I found that was cool was the 3D audio. I have a PS5, and initially when they talked about the 3D audio in the Switch 2 Direct, I was thinking, that does not work. I tried on the PS5. I couldn't tell the difference. I tried it on the Switch 2, and I noticed the difference. I don't know if it's like something has changed with the PS5 one. Maybe the PS5 one is better. But ever since I tried it with Miles Morales, and I could not tell the difference. But I played Hogwarts Legacy, and I played Street Fighter 6 on this, and Mario World on this, and I could tell a difference. So 3D audio impressed me. I didn't expect to actually notice the difference. Games look beautiful docked. Now with the original Switch, some games looked great, some games not so much. But so far with the Switch 2, every game that I tried has looked great docked. Not as good as PS5 or my PC, but still looked pretty good. It looked good enough. It also gives the same Switch-like experience that I said before. So I'm able to dock it, play it, just it's so convenient, so fast, and so speedy. Now, I'm going to compare this with Steam Deck again. I do like this system for the most part, but it's not as simple or easy as it is the Switch. It's not as fast as it is the Switch. I don't even have a dock for this, so I don't know if the dock is good. I heard it's not that very good. But with the Switch, everything just works, and I love that about it. With the Steam Deck, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. One of my favorite parts about the Switch-like experience is that I could just say, okay, I have a few minutes, I can play it like this, and then just start it up and play it, right? With the Steam Deck, it's a mixed bag from my experience. Some games work fine. I could put it to sleep while it's playing, and it works fine. But other games, I could do the exact same thing, and when I replay it, the frame rate is off. And that could have something to do with that this technically is a PC and it's powered by Linux, but this is its own handheld system, and they made their own OS, and the OS is built to do that. Although Steam Deck built their own OS as well, but in the end, I think it's because it's still a Linux PC. I also love that this improves the performance of Switch 1 games. Some Switch 1 games just do not work well on the original Switch, the system that it was made for. This improves a lot of the Switch 1 games. So some games that were unplayable, I'm looking forward to going back and playing it on this system. Plus, I also love this big, beautiful screen. I know some people are disappointed it's not OLED, but I do love that it's HDR, it's 120 Hz, variable refresh rate, and it's 1080p, and it looks beautiful still. OLED definitely would have been nicer and better, but I also do know that it probably would have increased the cost of an already expensive system by maybe $50, $100 even. So I am content with this system because I do not want to spend $550, even $600 on a handheld device. I say that, but I spent around that for this. Yeah, never again. But anyway, okay. Now let's go. As I was saying, it's not perfect. Let's go into the cons. Let's go into the things I don't like. For the most part, it looks good on the handheld when you're playing in handheld mode. But every now and then, when a lot is happening on screen, because this has DLSS, games the resolution can take a hit to keep up with the frame rate. So while playing in handheld mode, I noticed that every now and then the quality dips, and it becomes very noticeable at how bad the quality can get. And so games can look a little ugly in handheld mode, and I've noticed that with Hogwarts Legacy while playing it. Now I don't know if this has anything to do with the hardware itself or has something to do with Hogwarts Legacy, and maybe they just have to be more familiar with the technology in this system and making games on the Switch too. But I did notice that because I did not play Cyberpunk yet. I did not play Yakuza or Hitman. I'm just basing this based on what I'm playing, and mainly my main experience around that is Hogwarts Legacy, and I noticed that the game resolution did take a hit in handheld mode because it's not using as much horsepower as it did while docked. I did not notice this while docked. I only noticed this while in handheld mode. And to me, it's not that big of a deal, but it is noticeable every now and then because it doesn't happen that often. And one thing I don't get with Nintendo is the triggers are still digital. They refuse to use analog triggers. Even the Pro Controller is all digital. I'm not really quite sure why. So with racing games, it may feel a little bit off. And any games that use the triggers, that uses the analog triggers, may feel a little bit off. For some, they may not notice it, but others, they could notice it quite a bit. So it's just something that Nintendo refuses to do, and I guess we just got to deal with it until they decide to make a change. So the last thing is, while playing this, I realized I didn't like this, is that, actually I got to take this off. I have Joy-Con grips on this because it started to get very uncomfortable playing this in handheld mode because I don't know if you could see it, but these edges are a little bit hard. So therefore, while playing in handheld mode, it really started to dig into my hands where it got uncomfortable. So getting these Haystop grips, it really helps making it a little bit more comfortable playing it in handheld mode. It also has grips as well right here because the Joy-Cons still don't have grips. That was just such a minor complaint that I could easily fix. So as you can see, those are just minor complaints. I am loving the Nintendo Switch 2. What are your thoughts on the Switch 2? Are you enjoying this? If you didn't get it, are you going to get this down the line? Maybe when it has more games? Because in the end, as great as the hardware is, nothing is going to matter if the games aren't there. The hardware is only as good as the software. So do you like this as much as I like this? Do you not like this? Leave your opinions in the comment section below. I want to hear everybody. I want to know why you don't like it, why you love it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are you going to get it? Are you not going to get it? Why aren't you going to get it? Why do you want it? Yeah, let's have a fun conversation and respect each other's opinions. And I want to thank you all for watching this video. And if you like this video, please hit the like video and subscribe. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. And have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.